Two programs take the field to crown a state champion. One, a perennial powerhouse seeking their fourth championship in as many years. The other, making their first appearance on Ohio high school football's biggest stage. Both hungry for their shot at history. Hillsdale and Marion Local face off for the Division 7 title. It's next on Spectrum News 1. It is the first of 3 state championship games here on this Friday at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton as Marion Local, back to defend its state championship, takes on Jeromesville Hillsdale for the Division 7 championship. So good to have you with us as we get ready for kickoff here today. Here's how these teams reached the state championship game. Hillsdale moved on with a big victory, a come from behind win over Danville, while the Marion Local Flyers, they roll back to the state championship game by beating a very good Columbus Grove team in the state semifinals last Friday. We are so glad to have you with us here at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Marty Bannister, the quarterback, Chris Wallace. We're glad you're with us here today. Should be a good one. A lot of people think this game's over already, Chris, but that's why you play these games. Hillsdale thinks they have a chance.
That's exactly why you play it. You got the old savvy vet that's been here. They know where they stay. They know where they eat. And then you got the newcomers trying to figure it all out. But I tell you what, that's why you play the game. You only have to be better than somebody one night, so I can't wait to see how it turns out.
All right, let's break down this game, and let's take a look at those Marion Local Flyers, as we mentioned, who roll into this game. Very fair to call them the frequent Flyers. They've been here so often, and they've won 63 straight games. A balanced team, very businesslike, Chris.
Yeah, Coach Goodwin, he really has a businesslike approach. I mean, they come in on the yellow buses, they get off, they handle their business. I love to see how they get in and out of the huddle. Never too high, never too low. Just right about business, and I love to see how they handle it, and that's why they're here again.
A senior class that has not lost a game since the 8th grade, oh, by the way, plays for the state title today. Meantime, for Jeromesville Hillsdale, their first ever appearance in a state championship game. You coached a team that played in its first ever state championship game. It's a different feel, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. They're the new kids on the block. You know, they still have a never retreat attitude. Last week, they overcame a 22-12 lead to get here in the state championship. And Coach Klein understands the assignment. It's a big assignment, but they have their task ahead of them, and he has his kids ready to take a shot at it tonight.
Let's break down the stars to watch for this afternoon state championship game. The stars to watch are brought to you by Akron Children's. Fewer season-ending injuries, more season-continuing care with Akron Children's Sports Health. Let's start breaking down these two teams. As you look right there, Parker Hess, sensational running back, Chris, for the Marion Local Flyers, and Owen Sloan, equally as good for Hillsdale.
Yeah, Parker Hess, one of 18 seniors that contributes at a high level. He sets the tone for the Flyers' offensive game with his physical style of running, and look for Coach Goodwin to call Parker's number early and often to get them settled. And when you look at Owen Sloan, the 5'10", 180-pound junior, he is the bell cow for the Falcons. And with over 200 carries on the season, he really needs to have a good day today and handle this run blitz defense that the Flyers give. And we'll see how that pans out for him.
Owen Sloan holds every rushing record in Hillsdale high school football history. And as Chris mentioned, they're going to need him to be that guy today in this Division 7 state championship game. We are so looking forward to it today as Marion Local once again plays for a state championship. Can David beat Goliath? They've done it once. We'll find out today if it can happen in the D7 title game. After a snow-covered field greeted the two teams in last night's state championship game, sunshine and a clean field greet the two teams for today's Division 7 state championship game. The Marion Local Flyers get ready to go after their 64th consecutive win and their 4th straight state championship. Marion Local rolls into this game at 15-0. They'll take on Jeromesville Hillsdale. Coming onto the field, 14-1 are the Falcons this season, making the state championship game for the first time in school history. It's the Division 7 championship game. We're excited to bring it to you today as Marion Local faces Jeromesville Hillsdale. 15-0 Marion Local, 14-1 Jeromesville Hillsdale. Marty Bannister, Chris Wallace, and for the first time this morning, let's say hello to our sideline reporter. Always good to hear from Katie Capusta.
Hey, Marty. Hey, guys. You know, lots at stake here this morning. You touch on that win streak. An OHSAA record 63 straight wins for Marion Local. This senior class hasn't lost since 8th grade. I asked them, how do you even stay motivated when you keep on winning? They say, hey, we know this streak can be broken any day. And on the other side, for Hillsdale, first ever state championship appearance for football, and the opportunity to win the first boys sports state championship in their school history. So lots at stake on both sides here on this field today, guys.
Katie, thanks very much. We look forward to hearing from you as the afternoon progresses. As we mentioned, last night the game was played in what was basically a snow globe that was continually shaken, but as you see now, the field is clean right now. The weather today, as we look at this one, presented by Green & Sons Farm and Lawn Equipment. Overcast right now, but a clear field. No snow in the forecast today, and that's a good thing because that was certainly a factor in last night's Division II championship game. As we get ready for kick here today, again, it's the Division VII championship as Marian Local and Jeromesville Hillsdale go at it. The kickoff this morning is brought to you by Cincinnati Blue Ash College. Chris Wallace analyzing it up here this afternoon. And Chris, for Hillsdale, they're going to kick the football away to get this game started. One of the things that Marion Local has done this season is just punish people in quarter number one. They've outscored teams 229-0.
Yeah, they're going to have to hang on. They're going to have to hang on and bear down, but that's why they're here. They've earned the right to be here, and I know Coach Klein has told his kids that, and they're going to come out here and ready to play.
And the short kick to the far side of the field and trying to keep it away from those dangerous Marion Local return men. And the Marion Local Flyers will put their offense onto the field. The starting lineups are brought to you by Akron Children's. Fewer season-ending injuries, more season continuing care with Akron Children's Sports Health. There's Justin Knopf. He's their starting quarterback, but head coach Tim Goodwin says he's our best running back. You look at his numbers right there. Very impressive. 2,067 yards, 26 touchdowns, and just 5 interceptions. Has been playing a little banged up of late, has Justin Knopf. We'll see if that slows him down this afternoon. The Flyers with the football as we get things started. They have it at their own 30-yard line. And Knopf will roll to throw right away and dumps the ball to the near side to Griffin Bruns, his 25th catch of the season. And right away, a first down for the Flyers out to the 42, a gain of a dozen.
Yeah, great job right there, getting the ball out, getting something in rhythm. Great play call for your quarterback. Although they've been here, they still know the routine. Get your quarterback in rhythm, getting the ball, open up that defense, and then get the ball moving those chains.
There you see that offensive line and the skill players for this Marion Local football team. Andrew Pullman, a very good receiver as well, too. First touch of the morning for Parker Hess, their leading rusher, and there he goes into Hillsdale territory at the 40, and it will be escorted out of bounds to the far side by cornerback Holland Young, but right away the Flyers race into Hillsdale territory.
Yeah, we're going to. Here's the replay, little toss. I love how the quarterback leads through here. You know, great kick out block, and then the rest is history. Like I said, they're going to be moving the chains all day. This is what they do, moving fast pace and get it going.
Parker Hess picks up 25, and it's first down and 10, 30 seconds in. Marion Local on the move. The Flyers out of the Midwest Athletic Conference. And a lot of times it's said if you win the Midwest Athletic Conference, you are a favorite to win the state championship. And here's Drew Laws powering his way ahead for another first down as they chunk gain their way down the field as Laws carries to the 21 and pick up a 13. The Bakers doesn't. There you see the defense that's in charge of trying to slow down this offense. And so far they haven't had any luck as you look across that Hillsdale defense. Kyle Turk, a good one at that linebacker position. Brock Bauer, one of their standouts. A very young Hillsdale team as well, too. Only 6 seniors on the roster. Ethan Heitkamp, third running back to touch the football in this opening drive, and he barrels his way inside the 10, and right away the Flyers are in the red zone, and they are at a first and goal at the Hillsdale 4.
Yeah, just watch the movement here. Look at the hole in the middle right there. And this is why they have won 63 straight. They are no nonsense, and they come hit you in the mouth to see if you are ready to compete with them.
Heitkamp, 357 yards rushing on the season. We told you about Hess, 1,000 yards plus. Drew Laws, 353 yards. And this is an easy score for Parker Hess as he saunters into the end zone. It took him a minute and a half to go up 6-0. The Marion Local Flyers take the lead.
Yeah, and if we can get this replay on here, kind of slow it up here for me. Watch the quarterback right here, how he comes up and kicks out and creates that hole. I mean, and this is what they do. You see this on film. You see what they do here. And they watch it all year long, but when you see it face to face, it's a whole nother story to try to stop it.
Carson Bills on to try the extra point. Now, Bills has been dealing with a bit of a leg injury this season. And of late, the last couple of weeks, that's one of the reasons why they've been pooch kicking when they kick the football away. Bills gets the extra point up, and it got over the crossbar. Didn't have a whole lot of oomph behind it, but it still got over and good. And Marian Local, as good as advertised in that opening drive, they race right down the field and take the lead 7-0.
And this is where Hillsdale on the sideline, you got to come back and answer. You got to come back and answer quick. You can't afford to have a 22-12 deficit going in this game, going in halftime, because that'll be 22-12 in about 3 or 4 minutes if you don't start fast here.
Today's keys to the game are presented by your local Toyota dealer, where you'll find more all-wheel drive and electrified choices than anywhere else. Toyota, let's go places. There are your keys to the game, Chris.
Well, Marian Local, they're going to do what they do. As you just saw that first drive, we wasn't even able to get this out before they were down in the pay dirt. But they're going to do what they do, run the ball, pass the ball, and be at a quick pace and be sharp and prevent big plays on defense. That's what they're going to do.
With Carson Bills, as we mentioned, dealing with that leg injury, they will have a different player kick the football off, and a very appropriately named player to play for Marian Local. This is Thomas Winter to kick the football away. I mean, when you've won that many games in a row, that just kind of fits, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hayden McFadden is back deep. We'll see if Owen Sloan is back deep to return the kick. We'll tell you more about him in a moment. Kick is to the far side, fielded by Hillsdale. That was Kyle Turk who was back on special teams to return the kick. So we'll see exactly what we get out of Owen Sloan. And again, we'll tell you more about that here in a moment as we look at the Hillsdale offense, which will come onto the field for the first time in this game. A little under a minute and a half gone, and they are trailing by the score of 7-0. Their first touch of the football. They've got a pretty good one at quarterback. Cale Lewis, the 6'2", 170-pound sophomore. He's their guy, Chris.
Yeah, and Coach Goodwin, that was one of the keys to the game. It came off the screen, but they want to stop the big play. They have big play potential, and this guy's got ice water in his veins. He's thrown some Hail Marys for some game winners, and last week a big drive to go up to get their team here for the championship.
And he'll throw right away. Has a receiver open. Making the catch is Holland Young. And the Hillsdale Falcons answer with a chunk gain of their own on their first play, as it carries out to the 49, a gain of 23 on first down.
And that's what you got to do. A little fake to Sloan right there to try to draw up the linebackers in the corners and throw it right over top of him. And that's exactly how they wanted it to execute it. And that's a big play. And that's what they need right here in this drive.
Holland Young, his 63rd catch of the season. Hayden McFadden, the other go-to wideout, has 60 catches on the year. They'll bunch three wides to the bottom of the screen. And here is Sloan with his first touch of the game, and he is gang tackled. There's no doubt where the white shirts' focus is defensively, as they were waiting for Owen Sloan to get his first touch. He runs behind a good offensive line, does Sloan. Landon Thomas, Corbin Dieter, Brady Heller, Garrett Furr, Brady Kirschbaum. Good size across that offensive line for a Division VII school. There you see the skill positions. Owen Sloan, a story that we're keeping an eye on. Katie Capusta will have more on that coming up in a couple of minutes. But Sloan has been hobbled by a sore ankle, and he has still been their go-to guy. 1,644 yards this season. Here's a throw to the near side, and that play was covered quickly as racing out there. Griffin Bruns on coverage from that corner spot, raced up and made the tackle. The play will lose back to the 44 as we look at that Marian Local defense. Yeah. Adam Winter at that end spot is a good one too, Chris.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just talking about that last play. You usually probably want to check out of that when that guy's in bump and run coverage and you got a quick screen on. You probably want to get into something else more manageable. I'm sure they wanted him to get out of that.
After the nice gain out to the 48, they're back to their own 44, facing a 3rd and 14. And here's a throw into coverage, and it's easily intercepted. Taken away by Marian Local. As racing back in the field with the pick is Daniel Everman to the near side sideline, and he's run out of bounds. Cale Lewis picked off for the 10th time this season, threw it into triple coverage that time, and the interception gives Marian Local the football, and they're right back in Hillsdale territory at the 25. The Flyers have struck first. They have the football back, leading the D7 title game 7-0. A program that is steeped in history has a great history as it plays for the title today. Marian Local, look at that. 107 all-time wins. That's an OHSAA playoff record, 14 state championships. Oh, by the way, that's the most in the state of Ohio as well, too. And as we said at the top, very fair to call them the frequent Flyers because they're here again and they just seemingly come back every year, Chris.
Yeah, this is naturally what they do, as they're clearly on their way to look like they're about to go up 2 scores here in the first quarter.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, real impressive.
That interception a moment ago was the 16th this season by the Marion Local defense. They'll put 3 wide to the top of the screen, put a man in motion. We are at the 8:50 mark of quarter number 1, and here's Knopf back to throw, fires towards the end zone, and the receiver trying to slide under that was Victor Holscher, who was behind the defensive back, but the throw led him a little too much. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Justin Knopf, 6'2", 185-pound senior quarterback. As we mentioned earlier, slowed a little bit by injuries. One of the things that Tim Goodwin, the head coach at Marion Local, talks about Justin Knopf, says he's just the nicest kid in the world. And also, he's our best runner, and he's the quarterback.
Yeah, he puts his team in a great position every time, doesn't try to hurt them, doesn't try to force the ball at all when he throws it.
Drew Laws with the handoff, and he muscles his way inside the 15 to the 10. The pile is pushing him towards the 5, still on the go, and Laws is finally brought down. It will be another 1st and goal for Marion Local as Drew Laws, helped by the pile, gets inside the 5-yard line. It's a 1st and goal at the 3.
And as you look at this is part of them imposing their will on teams over the years, and the reason why they have 63 straight. They literally try to take your will away by plays like this and just keep coming and coming and coming after you until you just give it up.
The I formation in the backfield behind Knopf. Handoff goes to Hess, and Hess breaks the plane and gets in. It's 13-0 Marion Local. Parker Hess, his 20th touchdown of the season. And Marion Local wasting little time telling everybody that they are here for their 4th straight championship.
Hillsdale did a great job of filling the gap there. They had the box loaded, but Parker Hess just wouldn't be denied. He's always a good running back, falling forward and fell right into the pay dirt for Marion Local's 2nd touchdown.
Hess with 20 touchdowns, Laws with 15, Heitkamp with 12 touchdowns. Snap skids back to the holder, and we have a procedure called. Trevor Klein, the head coach.
False start, offense, number 86. 5-yard penalty, try at the 8.
The head coach at Hillsdale, as you see Tim Goodwin there. Trevor Klein said we have to take advantage of every mistake that Marion Local makes, and they are few and far between. And Marion Local capitalized on the Hillsdale mistake, and those are things the Falcons just can't do today.
Yeah, you cannot have those mistakes, and they are going to make sure you put you in a position where you possibly can. And 3rd down, they're going to bring 7 or 8 at you.
Here's the kick, and it is up, and it angles off to the left. No good. We referenced Carson Bills a moment ago dealing with that sore leg, and the extra point sailed off left. I want to bring our rules analyst, Mike Dame, into this. Mike, a moment ago, we saw the play where the pile carried the runner inside the goal line. We've seen that so much these days where that happens. What's the ruling on that from an official standpoint? How far can they carry a player like that?
They're allowed to do a little bit. They can, as long as they're not forcibly pushing open hands through the hole, that type of thing, they'll almost like they're blocking their player. As long as they're not directly forcing him through a hole or grasping and pushing or whatever, we let them, quote, lean on the pile, because that's what defense is going to do.
But his feet can't come off the ground, can they?
No, they cannot. Once they're done, then progress is deemed stopped.
That has become such a big part of just about every game you see these days. That play happens so often now.
Correct.
Marion Local, there you see the scoring drive. 3 plays, 25 yards, again, set up by the interception by Daniel Everman. And the Flyers are rolling here early on at the 8:10 mark of quarter number 1. It is already 13-0.
And here's where when you're new and it's your first time, it flies by, and you really got to catch up and let it slow down and get your kids together and say, hey, let's put a drive together, whether we score or not.
Put a drive together. Turk fields the kick and gets out across the 30 on the return for Jeromesville Hillsdale. Trevor Klein is the head coach, as we mentioned. His 7th season, he played at Hillsdale. And played 3 sports during his day at Hillsdale. Quarterback, played baseball, basketball. Very soft-spoken, very to-the-point coach. We had a chance to talk to him earlier in the week. And even though he didn't really come right out and say it, Chris, you got the impression he understands what he's up against today.
Yeah, he understands the assignment. I think I said that in the opening segment. He understands the assignment. He understands the task. But he knows he's teaching his kids this is a life lesson. Regardless of what the task is, you come out here and you give it your all, no matter what you're doing. And I think his kids are going to give a great effort today and give themselves a chance to get in this game.
Owen Sloan on the carry picked up a yard out to the 32-yard line. Sloan, the 5'10", 180-pound junior, owns all the Hillsdale school rushing records. Enters today, 31 touchdowns on the season. 7.5 to go in this first quarter. Marian Local, both times they've had the football, they have put it in the end zone and lead 13-0. Sloan again, little running room out to the 35, where he has dropped. Good pressure over there by Ethan Heitkamp, the inside linebacker. And again, when you get to this level, Division 7, you see a lot of these teams, again, they don't have the roster size that some of the other divisions have. So you see a lot of guys playing both ways, and Heitkamp starts on offense as well, too.
Yeah, well, out of 22 starters, you got 10 that doesn't leave the field between both teams, you know. But you got 7 for Hillsdale and only 3 for Marion Local, so they definitely have the advantage from 18 seniors compared to their 6.
Empty backfield on 3rd and 6, and this pass is incomplete behind the receiver, and now a penalty flag comes in. Pass interference could be the call on Drew Laws, the outside linebacker who was on coverage. Our referee today is Bruce Dernwald.
I tell you what, Mario, I like our chance. I like Hillsdale chance of spreading it out.
Pass interference, defense, number 6, 15 yards from the previous spot. The yardage results in a first down.
That moves the ball, Chris, out to the 50. We'll get a look at the pass interference call here coming up and see what exactly the flag entailed as Drew Laws was on coverage.
Yeah, had pressure, way to stare down the barrel, gave his guy a shot, but right over top of there, got the arm on him.
Inside screen and a tough catch there in traffic as Lewis got the pass off. That was Holland Young. That little bubble screen tried to come back into the middle of the field, and boy, that one was in a dangerous area, and Holland Young with a pretty good catch ends up being a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, that's what you want. You just want to put a drive together right now. They're doing exactly what they need to do. Keep spreading that ball out. Let your quarterback throw it. Let everybody get relaxed a little bit and calm down. Maybe we slip and get a big play here.
Remember, Marion Local has not given up a point this year in the first quarter of games. Sloan takes the handoff, gives back to the running back Young, who then tries to toss it back to the quarterback. The ball falls onto the field, and a penalty flag comes. I check it. That's the beanbag for the fumble. So Watts tried to get a little trickeration going here to do the Hillsdale Falcons.
Yeah, you got to let it all hang out today. Had the double reverse and just kind of took his eyes off of it right there. He had the cavalry getting after him. So did a great job, though. Young quarterback, great job. You made a bad play. You fumbled the ball. Just recover it, and let's try 3rd and long here.
Play loses back to the 44-yard line, and this is similar to their first drive. They got out to the 49 and then went backwards, and they got out to the midfield stripe on this drive, and now going backwards again on 3rd and 16. Pressure on, the throw downfield towards Young, way over him and out of bounds. As they had pressure that time, racing in was the defensive end Adam Winter, the 6'1", 200-pound senior. Got there in an absolute hurry and forced the overthrow far side sideline.
Yeah, and you could tell it's just a little fast for them right now. They just got to calm down. Play clock was running out. The receiver thought the play clock went out, and he stood up, and so they just got to get it together. And that's, I get it. When it's your first time here, it goes quick.
On to punt the football away, Hayden McFadden. Good kick. Sidewinding knuckleball kick is fielded over his shoulder by Griffin Bruns. He'll come to the near side, 35-40. He's got running room down the near side sideline and is finally bumped down. He was on the go to the near side and was finally shoved out of bounds by Brady Heller, the center. And that might have been a touchdown-saving tackle right there. Great return here by Griffin Bruns.
Yeah, way to concentrate. It's hard to catch that ball in the cold. Splits the defender, got a great block right there, but almost knocked him right into him.
It did.
to stop the touchdown. He had a possible touchdown.
And once again, Marion Local will start in Hillsdale territory. Ball's at the 37-yard line. Flyers leading by the score of 13-0 and are on the move now with the football. Off back to throw now. Has some time, delivers over the middle, and has a receiver making the catch and breaking free is Victor Holscher down to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. It is all too easy for the Flyers here in quarter number 1.
Easy money. Easy money right now. Caught him right up the seam. And Justin Knopf, that's his 27th touchdown right here. Look at the timing here. Right behind the linebacker, underneath the safety, and then our guy, Mr. Holscher, does the rest. Big time receiver. You can see them connecting. They were just playing pitch and catch, fade in the back of the corner, the end zone before the game. As a quarterback, I look at those things, and that's what we were talking about. When you 26 touchdowns and 5 interceptions,
remarkable.
Yeah, that's real efficient, and that's what I've noticed about this whole Marion Local team. Everything they do is efficient. You don't see them celebrating a lot. They just handle their business, you know.
Up next in the Division III championship game, and it should be a good one. Toledo Central Catholic looking for a three-peat. We'll take on a very good Columbus Bishop Watterson team. Our coverage at 3 o'clock right here on Spectrum News 1 as we get you to the Division III title game. We'll start things at 2:45. The kick at 3 o'clock with OHSAA Championship Game Day preceding the game at 2:45 today. See the game on Spectrum News 1 as well as on the Spectrum News app. 20-0. Chris was going to take his shirt off, but decided not to.
Yeah, they said we were going to be on cameras. I didn't know we were going to be on camera. I would have had my shirt off.
You know, it's early in the morning. People maybe you're still having brunch or whatnot. We didn't want to ruin their brunches this morning.
Yeah, I didn't know what letter I wanted to put on my chest, you know. Just an exclamation point, right?
Well, that could work.
That would just be
that
me.
Could work. It'd be a question mark on me. So. 4:56 to go here in the quarter. It has been all Marion Local. And they lead 20-0 here. They have 131 yards of total offense to just 16 for Hillsdale. This will be the kick fielded by Kyle Turk, trying to come to the middle of the field now, and is knocked down across the 20-yard line. And Hillsdale will have the football at their own 23-yard line. Take a look at that Marion Local scoring drive. Well, drive may be too, may not be a fair term. One play, 37 yards, the touchdown pass to Victor Holscher. That's just how quickly they can do things. But let's keep in mind, too, this Hillsdale team making their first run into this. And, Chris, I referenced it at the top of our broadcast. For those who don't know your background, you were a coach at Springfield High School, which made 3 straight runs to the state championship game. But the first time here, I mentioned to you in the open, it is a different feeling for a team making its first run here. Here's Sloan with the carry and getting out across the 25-yard line. But the mindset is different, isn't it?
Yes, it is different. There's a lot of other things going on, even in your own community. You know, you sometimes forget you have a football game. You know, and it comes up on you so quick. You're celebrating like, man, we did it. We're in the state championship. And then next thing you know, you got to travel here. You got to get here. And when you're playing against somebody that's been here and done that.
Lakewood St. Edward, the team you guys, your Springfield team went up against.
Yeah, you know, you get some delay of games. The play clock's getting set and going quicker. It's just a fast-paced game, you know, and you got to get used to that.
Brock Bauer with his first touch, and he gets knocked back for a loss as the Marion Local defense again right there. Here's how Hillsdale got to this championship game. The road to Canton brought to you by Carroll Works Tires and Auto Service since 1952. Some impressive wins. That win over Malvern, 2 Hail Mary passes in that game, one at the end of the first half and one to win the game, propels them to this state championship game. And Chris, you know from being a quarterback in your high school days, you hope to have 1 Hail Mary in your career. Heck, Cale Lewis had 2 in one game. 2
in one game. That's why I said he's got ice water in his veins.
He'll throw near side, but he's picked off again. Second interception by Daniel Everman. And he's got a convoy down the sideline to the 10, to the 5, and it will be well, he's out of bounds. I thought for a moment he was going to break the plane. Everman with his second pick, the 17th of the season for the Marion Local defense. Lewis trying to create, threw it into traffic. The receiver never turned around.
Yeah, he threw it a little quick, threw it off his back foot.
Did Everman get into the end zone here? He stepped out of bounds at about the 2, yeah. In fact, we'll say inside the 2 at the 1. So the Marian Local defense again comes up with the turnover.
That's number 2 for him, right?
Yes. High formation backfield behind Knopf. He'll turn, hand the football off to the fullback Heitkamp, and he is into the end zone again, and it is 26-0. Marian Local.
And I know the young Hillsdale Falcons, you know, they're used to being down, but you don't want to be down versus Marian Local team.
There's down and there's being down.
Yeah, there's down and there's being down. So just all you got to do is you got to take one drive at a time at this point, you know. And for Marian Local, their business as usual. You can see, we do what we do. We take a swig of water and get back out here and get after it again.
Again, the extra point attempt, again, they're having some issues with those. Well, about the only thing they've done wrong so far in this game. Here's the touchdown.
Yeah, just right up the gut, normal power eye, handed to the fullback.
26-0 now. They've missed 2 extra points. And again, as we said earlier, Carson Bills has been dealing with a bit of a leg injury, so that's obviously hampering him on the extra point attempts.
Yeah, and he looked real discouraged during the pregame too. Like, you know, we sitting here watching and feel for the young kid. But they're young. They got only 6 seniors, you know, but I know Coach Klein, it's never guaranteed to get back here. So when you're here, you want to try to kick the door in when you get a chance. But I know they got a lot of fight in them still right here today. So I know the Falcons will still come out here swinging.
3:19 to go in this opening quarter. Division 7 title game. Division 3 is up next. And tonight, the Division 1 championship game. Cincinnati Moeller with Ohio's Mr. Football. The junior quarterback Matt Ponatoski will try to win the state title for Moeller against a very good Olentangy Liberty team out of the Columbus area.
That's going to be a good one.
This will be Kyle Turk again fielding the kick at the 15 out to the 20, and is spun down shy of the 25-yard line. Well, we've talked a lot about Owen Sloan, the sensational junior running back for Jeromesville Hillsdale, but he has been hampered by a sore ankle. With more on that, let's go down and check in with Katie Kapusta.
Thanks, Marty. Yeah, you know, it's unfortunate. He's been dealing with that ankle for a couple weeks now since the regional semis, but before the game, he actually slipped a little bit during pregame warm-up, and Coach said he was able to kind of get worked on, taped back up. He's going to give it his all, but certainly an important part of this offense today. He needs to be playing at 100%.
Yeah, Katie, and one of the things that head coach Trevor Klein talked about was his athletic training staff led by Jamie Best, the ability to get Sloan ready to play and get back onto the field. He has the football here trying to turn the edge to the near side. You can just kind of tell by the way he's running, Chris, he's not firing on all thrusters right now.
Yeah, and he just can't plan on it. He's giving it his all. You know, he's out there giving it everything he's got. You got to commend him for that.
Picked up 4 yards out to the 28.
But you also want to make sure the kid's healthy as well, too. So it comes a point in time where you might have to say, hey, man, you know, great job. Thank you. But for your health, you know, he's a junior. Go ahead and sit it down for a little bit.
Sloan again with the football and gets to the 30-yard line, a pickup of a couple. Hillsdale 14-1 coming into this title game. A massive comeback last week against Danville. That's a very good Danville team that they rallied from behind to beat last week, down 22-12 at the intermission.
That was amazing.
Their defense stepped up, got the job done in the second half, and propelled them to this title game.
I was actually looking at that game while doing the Division II state semi, but keeping an eye on it like, oh, well, it doesn't look like Hillsdale going to make it. And, you know.
Here is Sloan to the near side, and he is brought down as he, again, trying to get to the edge, but just doesn't have the oomph to do it right now, as he was chased down by inside linebacker Ethan Heitkamp.
Yeah, that's what you know what I mean. At some point, as the coach, you got to be like, I know you want to. I know you want to.
Punt situation coming up as Sloan was dropped, and on to kick the football away, Hayden McFadden, averaging 31 yards a kick this season. Good snap. Knuckleball kick that will be fielded by.
Better catch him.
Marion Local, and running room down the far sideline. Tight roping the sideline to the 20, cutting back inside at the 15. This is Victor Holscher, and he will saunter into the end zone. Touchdown. All too easy for Marion Local. Holscher did a nice job of getting to the far side, then cut back to the middle of the field, and it was all over when he cut back at about the 25-yard line. Under a minute to go in the first quarter, Marion Local already has 32 points.
And great job. They don't look at the scoreboard. They look at how they execute on the field between the whistles, and another good job of blocking downfield. Kept it clean. Could have had a chance for some blocking the backs. They didn't. And Mr. Holscher is in for his second touchdown.
Snap good, the hold good. The kick by Bills, a much better effort this time as he drills it through. And the lead stands at 33-0 with still 57 seconds left in quarter number one. Marion Local out of that Midwest Athletic Conference. And there you see Victor Holscher's resume, 6'2", 180-pound senior. That 66-yard punt return a moment ago increases the lead to 33-0. It's so remarkable when you think about that Midwest Athletic Conference. Coldwater will be here tomorrow to play for the state championship in Division 6. And what a whale of a game that's going to be when they take on Kirtland tomorrow. That's going to be a fun one in the first game of the triple header tomorrow. There you see the Holscher 1,271 yards. Oh, by the way, a school record. But the teams in that league, it's said so often, Chris, if you win that league, that prepares you for this coming to play for a state championship. You don't see the type of competition you see in the playoffs that you see in the Midwest Athletic Conference.
I don't even hear of two teams from a league playing in the state championship. You know, all the G-Walk, we're all in one division. They just play each other. Like, I don't care if you beat up on us, it's okay. If we beat up on you, it's okay. We'll see you in Canton.
And more often than not, that's the way it ends up. They arrive in Canton.
Exactly.
Winner will get set to kick the football away. Sun breaks out here at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Very high, very short kick that will be fielded, and sliding down after making the catch is Knox Lewis. At Spectrum News, we're committed to strengthening the fabric of local communities through our reporting. With stories that inspire and news that matters on your smart TV and connected devices, streaming live 24/7. Plus, on-demand weather forecast. It's all there as you step outside with the Spectrum News mobile app, keeping you informed in and in the know throughout your day. Spectrum News, your community connection, exclusively for Spectrum customers, now available on your favorite devices. So easy to access all the things you need to know these days. What you need to know right now is Marion Local is rolling 33-0 here in quarter number one.
Yikes.
Very good description. Yikes. Jake Haven with his first touch on offense at the running back position, and he'll move his way out across the 40-yard line. Again, there's that gang tackle of the pile we were talking about a little bit earlier, as Haven gets from the 35 out to the 40-yard line. Haven, 6 foot, 200-pound junior. And you'll hear this a lot when we talk about the Hillsdale players, junior, sophomore, freshman. You won't hear senior very much because they only have a half dozen of them on the roster.
Yeah, and that's what I said. You know, they're going to keep fighting, and they have a chance. I mean, it's a long road back to Canton, but they have a chance.
Here's a throw by Lewis to Hayden McFadden. Made a tough catch, turns upfield, and gets out to the midfield stripe. This is as far as they have gotten so far in the game, out to the midfield stripe on offense. And every time they have done that, then they have gone backwards, trying to dent this Marion Local defense, which, well, hasn't allowed a point in the first quarter of this season. That's remarkable. And you look at another number as well, too. They've scored 536 points in the first half. That's not a misprint. Or a font error. It's 536 points.
I'm over here kind of speechless.
It's just staggering what they have done. Hillsdale on the move. They have the ball at the midfield stripe. Through quarter number one, the folks from Maria Stein, Marion Local, very happy right now. They're up 33-0 as they look for the school's fourth straight Division 7 championship on Spectrum News 1. 33-0, Marion Local leading Hillsdale. We go to quarter number 2 of this Division 7 state championship game. As I mentioned, that's not an error on your screen, 33 points. They're so used to doing this, though. The 33 points, the most in any quarter in a Division 7 championship game history. The record, oh, by the way, held by, Marion Local. They have done it 2 times prior with 21 points. And all they do is throw 33 on the board here today. You're smashing records all the way. Absolutely. Blue is number 1. There's no question about that. And they are rolling again today.
Looks like it's just a matter of time right now.
Hand off to the near side, and that was Jake Haven on the carry. Again, Owen Sloan hampered by that ankle injury. Great to have you back with us here at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, along with the quarterback, Chris Wallace. Katie Caboose is on the sideline. Dan Larson's our producer. I'm Marty Bannister, and we are glad you're with us here today for this Division 7 state championship game, the first of 3 on your home for high school sports in the state of Ohio. Spectrum News 1. It's Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Nice to see the field green. I was here last night for the Cincinnati Anderson-Avon game. And, well, the numbers were basically a rumor last night on the field because of the snow coverage.
Yeah, I rode by getting into town, and it was like, whoa, winter wonderland.
Handoff goes to Brock Bauer.
He almost lost that.
He got right about to the midfield stripe again, the line of scrimmage. Bauer was the recipient of one of those Hail Mary passes in that Malvern game we were talking about back in quarter number 1.
Yeah. Looks like he almost lost. Yeah.
Ooh. Nice job of hanging on to the pigskin right there. Brought that left hand down to scoop the football that started to slide out of his grasp.
They don't need any help. They don't need any help with getting the ball.
Haven, they're going to run a reverse. Give the ball back, and this was smelled out. What a great job defensively by Drew Laws, the outside linebacker. He had that play zeroed in. He knew exactly what Hillsdale was trying to do as they tried to get the ball back to McFadden coming from the opposite side of the field.
Yeah, and that, like I said that earlier during the punt return. They don't look at the scoreboard, and that's why they continue to win. They take each play for what it is, every play, every day, and they do their assignment. Everybody does their job, and it came right back to him. He didn't chase anything.
Play lost back to the 36. Drew Laws, the Midwest Athletic Conference Defensive Player of the Year in that powerhouse conference. Chocolate milk has essential nutrients every athlete needs that are not typically found in traditional sports drinks. Next time you grab a beverage, whether it's in the lunchroom, out on the field, or at home, remember to rethink your drink and choose chocolate milk. Chocolate milk is the official beverage of the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
I tell you, I've been part of one of these before. We walked into a nation's number 1 team in the nation. First home game, Ohio State. Andy Ketzelmeyer, Niall Diggs, Plummer, Damon Moore. He's open.
Off to throw, and the receiver is over. The pass hangs a little bit, and the ball knocked away. Good coverage back there by Kyle Turk, who got back in a hurry to deflect that pass. This ball hung a little bit on Knopf.
Yeah, if he laid that out for him, it might have been another.
What Chris was referencing. Chris, of course, standout quarterback during his playing days at the University of Toledo, brought his Rockets into Ohio Stadium. That was the '98 season, was it not? That Ohio State team that ended up being knocked out by Michigan State a little bit later on in the season.
And that was a 49-0 shellacking. Like, nothing I could do went right.
Here's Drew Laws with the handoff, and he'll make his way to the 45 and then go towards the midfield stripe. In fact, that was a touch pass right there, in fact, as Knopf with the football. Watch it coming here. Laws with a nice job of taking this.
Yeah, that counts as a pass. The quarterback always wanted to do that, and I was just too annoyed of something wrong happening. I'm like, no, you hand it off.
You talked about that, Chris, when you walk into a game like this as Marion Local comes out to the midfield stripe with a first down and 10. 9:20 to go here in this second quarter. We'll talk about it after the play. Knopf to throw, a receiver wide open. That's Griffin Bruns, makes the catch at the 30 and is spun down inside the 25. It's a first down, Marion Local, as Bruns gets to the Hillsdale 20-yard line to pick up a 30. We'll watch it right here.
Yeah, they've been taking advantage outside of those linebackers are flying out to a spot, and they're just they're replacing them right behind them and completing those balls right there up the seam.
An awful work over center. First down and 10 at the Hillsdale 20. Handoff goes inside. This is Parker Hess to the 10, to the near side to the 5, and is tripped up just before he gets to the end zone at the 1-yard line. First and goal. Pickup of 19 for Parker Hess.
No, that's Heitkamp.
Was that Heitkamp?
Yes,
I'm sorry,
sir.
Heitkamp. Watch it here.
Got to get big Heitkamp his props off that trap block. Great trap block.
Exactly.
Heitkamp get his time on the screen right there.
That's
trying
right.
to get in there to pay dirt.
5'11", 190-pound senior. Laws with 34 yards rushing so far. Heitkamp with 37. Hess with 32. And now it's Parker Hess into the end zone for the touchdown. And the lead balloons to 39-0.
See, the fullback don't get,
You got to give the fullback some love here. You got to give the fullback some love. Absolutely.
You giving him the tailback stuff, and he already give him his chance. Look at that great block by Heitkamp.
You're going to blame it on me, aren't you? You're already starting that. You're going to blame it on me. Here's Bills on to try the extra point. 39-0 is the lead for Marian Local. Flyers right now with 198 yards of total offense. Just 26 right now for Hillsdale. Bills to try the extra point. Good job on the hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 8:19 to go in quarter number 2. Looking for their 4th straight championship. Marian Local leads Jeromesville Hillsdale 40-0.
The 2024 OHSAA State Football Championships are an exclusive presentation of Spectrum News.
You are watching the OHSAA State Football Championships live from Canton on Spectrum News 1 and the Spectrum News app. From the high school to the businesses along High Street and Main Street. The mantra this week in Jeromesville is "We believe in the Falcons." Trevor Klein, the head coach of the Falcons, as they are trailing right now to the Marion Local Flyers by the score of 40-0. It's such an interesting dynamic with Trevor Klein, the head coach at Hillsdale, having played there. He's got a lengthy history there. And as we check in with Katie Capusta on the sideline for us, some coaches he played under are with him now on the sideline.
Yeah, you're right, Marty. 100 collective years of experience on the sideline for Hillsdale, including, like you said, head coach Trevor Klein, who was the quarterback for the team in 2010 when the team reached its first ever regional final. He said, if you would have told someone 15 or 20 years ago that the football would be here in the state championship this year, no one would have believed him. It's been quite a run for this team to get here. A lot to be proud of still, to earn the right to be here, guys.
Absolutely, Katie. Here's the kick, fielded to the near side, and running out of bounds is Hayden McFadden. One of the guys on that coaching staff, by the way, is Tom Williams, who was Trevor Klein's head coach when he was the quarterback at Hillsdale back in the day. Katie referenced getting to that regional championship game back in 2010 for Hillsdale, and it's great to have that kind of steadying influence on a young coach, especially a guy you played for.
And that's exactly what you want to have as a young coach. You want to have older gentlemen around you who've already been there and is not trying to get what you have. They're not trying to outthink you or whatever. They're there for your support and what you need, and that helps you grow as a young coach.
Haven with the handoff, and he is knocked over backwards at the 29 was the line of scrimmage, and he got right about to that line. There are a number of guys on that coaching staff that have helped out, as Katie was referencing. Trevor Klein played baseball there. His baseball coach is on that coaching staff when he played back in the day at Hillsdale.
Yeah, that's what you need. That they're there solely for your development and your betterment in the program. No hidden agendas when you grab older coaches that want to be a part of that's already done what you're doing.
Haven trying to come to the near side and is thrown down as he turned up across the 30 out to the 32. And when you're a head coach, Chris, and you were an assistant coach, so you understand all of this, it helps you with the little things like, well, what do we do in this situation?
Absolutely.
How do we prepare for that? It's good to have a guy who's already done that.
Absolutely. As an offensive coordinator, my staff was 70 years of experience older than me. You know, they have already been head coaches. Some of them have been athletic directors and stuff like that. So they were just there to help me and guide me through and got me to the point of where we were as an offense and as a program at Springfield.
They're down at 7, and Lewis to throw, and another interception. That's 3 here in the first half. Griffin Bruns with the interception, and this might be another pick 6. It will be. He's to the 10, he's to the 5, and he is into the end zone. My goodness sakes. Griffin Bruns, his 5th interception of the season, the team leader in that category, and he was able to just saunter back into the end zone after the pick.
Yeah, and it won't stop. You know, if you're Hillsdale, you got to keep executing. You know, you got to keep executing. It looked like this one just got away from him, and he's got pressure on him. And when it just floats on you, bad things happen. And got the big pick 6 right here. And here we go again. But that was a great play by Mr. Griffin Bruns.
The pressure was a big part of that, wasn't it, Chris?
Absolutely.
We had a guy right in his face, forced him to throw it off his back foot, and as you said, it sailed on him.
Yeah, a lot of pressure in the face. And you saw that the first pick, the very first pick was, they brought about 7, and Marion Local brings it. You know, they, like I said, they don't look at the scoreboard, so you better keep executing and doing what you're supposed to do.
The penalty flag thrown was on the defense.
Illegal substitution, defense, 12 men on the field. The penalties decline. Try from the 3.
They had 12 during offense.
On the return.
On the return.
Right.
I got you.
Bills to try the extra point. Snap is good. Hold is good. The kick is up, and the kick by Carson Bills is no good.
Okay, 12 on the try. I was about to say they had 12 on offense, and still.
Marion Local's already scored 7 touchdowns in this game. That's the most in any Division 7 championship game. And we are only in the first half.
Not a lot of, and they're not a big squad, so.
Right, and if you are curious, the running clock is in effect in the state championship game. So when we get to the second half, the lead at 30 or more when you get to the second half, clock goes into the running mode in the state of Ohio.
I also want to talk to the viewers about, because I was saying that they got a small roster, so you might be thinking, man, why don't they put subs in? Well, everybody's probably playing already. So that's the thing about this. Everybody you see out there is probably contributing on both sides of the field here.
So often you see that at this level, Division 7, and even I think for the most part sometimes at Division 6 you see the roster numbers, obviously not what they are at other things. That's what makes what these teams in the Midwest Athletic Conference do so remarkable, because the rosters, when they turn over, you're basically starting from scratch in a lot of situations. Here's the kick by Winter. This will be McFadden at the 15, looking for a little running room, and that's what he finds, a little running room out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Our community is incredibly dynamic and diverse in many ways, and of course, so is our weather. That's why at Spectrum News 1, we make sure you have the accurate information to help you plan your day every day. We know Ohio weather can change quickly, and when it does, we're here tracking it all, so you know what to expect. Watch the Spectrum News 1 weather experts on your TV and on the go with the Spectrum News app exclusively on Spectrum. That old saying that applies to the state of Ohio, you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes.
Yeah, it'll change.
All out at the 26 for the Falcons of Hillsdale out of Jeromesville, located just into Ashland County. Penalty flags come in as the ball was snapped. Referee Brewster.
Dead ball. False start. Offense, number 51. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That will push the football back. Hillsdale, as we mentioned this year, getting to this title game, they ran up some impressive numbers this season on offense. 63 points and a win over Chippewa. They beat last year's team that lost to Marion Local, Dalton, by the score of 35-31 in the regular season. Their only loss was to Creston Norwayne in the conference championship game of the conference. There's a handoff and not much running room at all again as the ball carrier knocked down. Haven with the carries for the majority of the time, and trying to get some other guys in there carry-wise for the Hillsdale Falcons. Mikey Schoenberger III, 5'7", 140-pound sophomore.
Cal Lewis, he threw, what, 35 touchdowns on the season and only 9 picks. Just let you know the caliber of play that Marion Local brings out here.
Yeah. Play back to the 17-yard line on the loss. Clock rolling as we go under 6 minutes remaining here, quarter number 2. This one has been exactly what I think a lot of people thought it would be. Marion Local rolling, headed towards their 64th consecutive victory in the state of Ohio. Scored the first 2 times they had the football, then got a picks. They've had a couple of pick sixes here in the quarter. They've also had a punt return for a score. Here's a catch by Holland Young to the near side, out to the 25-yard line, a pickup of 7. But it is far shy of the first down.
Good job by Lewis getting rid of the ball. As you see, Marion Local is going to keep playing. They play how they play. I keep saying that. So it's important for Hillsdale and the offense to go out here and try to execute and be as stout as they can on defense.
Here's the punt. End over end, that will bounce out of bounds, and Marion Local will put their offense back onto the field with 4:50 to go here in this second quarter. The lead at 46-0. People need a place to explore national issues that have an impact on their community. To understand those issues better, we bring together our team of local political journalists from across the country to break down what's happening. Watch The Big Deal with Errol Lewis Friday nights after the game at 10:30 on Spectrum News 1. The big deal right now is Marion Local up 46-0 here in this Division 7 state championship game. Flyers continued their streak of not allowing a point in the first quarter of a game this year. Here's Justin Knopf, and there he goes. 35-30, 25-20, sidesteps the tackler, and again, he will rumble into the end zone. They have hit half 100 here in the first half. The Marion Local Flyers 52-0. Tim Goodwin said that Justin Knopf is their best running back when healthy, even though he's the starting quarterback, and kind of backed that up right here.
Yeah, he didn't run him a lot, hasn't needed to, but when they need to, they go ahead and give him his touches. It's a lot of seniors out there, so they're letting them have their time.
Justin Knopf with the touchdown, his 7th rushing touchdown of the season. When he throws the football, he's equally as effective. 2,067 yards this year. Coming into the day, 119 of 166. He's 4 of 6 today. Extra point attempt by Bills is up, and it is good. It is 53-0 right now in favor of Marion Local. Coming up at halftime, Brett Hiltbrand and Mike Robinson will break down the first half, plus the latest news and weather with Sophia Constantine and Robin King. Katie Kapusa will also visit with the one and only Bob Goldring, the OHSAA Director of Communications and Special Projects. That's all coming your way at the intermission, which is 4.5 minutes away. 53 points, the most scored by any team in a Division 7 championship game, as we play here in half number 1.
What's the most, period?
I think we're going to find out here in a second. Mike Dame is our rules analyst, and he's scouring a record book for us right now. 77? Okay.
77.
All right. That might even force those young men to put their shirts back on when we keep rolling along this way.
Yeah, the adrenaline is probably slowing up, even for the Flyers fans.
There were some folks last night on the Avon side who had their shirts off, but as the weather got worse, they put their shirts back on as the game continued along. Sanity took over, I think, at that point.
Reality check.
Exactly. High end over end kick that will bounce and is fielded by Holland Young, and he is dropped almost immediately after that kick hit the turf and checked up at about the 26-yard line.
When we parked this morning, I parked, and there were some Marion Local fans. Popped the trunk, so I just went over there. I was like, hey, what does this mean to you? It was like there's an expectation. There's an expectation.
And as you see, the way they have gotten here, the expectation is wins. As we look at their road to Canton, brought to you by Carol Wirtz Tires and Auto Service since 1952. 14 points. Obviously, their defense probably had to run extra laps after that. Tackle in the backfield as the running back tripped up trying to find a little running room to get to the near side. That was Jake Haven on the carry. There's a penalty flag in as well, too, here.
They definitely spent some film time on those 14 points. I can tell you that much.
Delay of game.
Oh, through the football.
After the play, dead ball. Delay of game, offense, number 15. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Some frustration, obviously, settling in right now for Jeromesville, Hillsdale. Clock is stopped at the 4:18 mark. There you see Trevor Klein. Regardless of where the score is at right now, they've made it to a state championship game with a very, very young football team. And I think that should kind of remind a lot of folks the accomplishment they have had this season. And I don't think they're done making trips here to Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Here's Brock Power on the handoff. And another flag comes in.
Yeah, you don't just get to come here and play play on this weekend.
Right.
It's earned.
Illegal shift on the offense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, third down.
So the Flyers declined the penalty after the play. Again, a loss at the 21-yard line. It's 3rd and 14 with 3:57 to go here in the quarter. Breaks of sunshine again here today. The Hillsdale sideline in the shadows, in the shade. The sun, as it seemingly always does, shining on the Marian Local side of the field. Lewis will roll to throw now. Delivers ahead. Oh no, intercepted again. Taken away. This is Ryan Holman with the interception, and he is brought down. That's the 4th pick of the half of K.O. Lewis, who on the season threw just 9 coming into the game. And Marian Local again will have the football inside the red zone.
Tried to get him out of the pocket there. Yeah, he had that eyed up the whole way. Cut right across.
Ball's at the 11. And Chris, you were talking earlier about Trevor Klein and his coaching staff still trying to do the things that they try to do with the football. If you're wondering why they're throwing down 53-0, well, this is who they are.
This is who they are. This is what they do. And even in the midst of what's going on right now, we talked about the experienced coaching staff. This is why you have experience behind you for days like this when things don't go right. You know, everybody wants to be around when things are going right.
Exactly.
But when things don't go right, you have that experienced staff that keeps their composure, and you take it back to the lab and see how you get better. That's why his staff is where they are, and that's why they're at this game.
Marian Local with 260 yards of total offense. The fullback, Heitkamp, stumbles, recovers, and falls inside the 5 to the 2-yard line.
Now you got to reward the fullback this time. He keeps getting
I had him that time. I had him that time.
No, I'm saying the coach now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you're going to blame me again.
You alone this time.
Okay.
Now I'm on the coach. Make sure Heitkamp gets in the end zone.
After all the nice things you said about me earlier.
Oh, you're the great Marty Bannister. It's a privilege that I'm here with you.
I seriously doubt that.
I'm going to tell you that right now.
They have spread the wealth, have the Marian Local Flyers. There you see 5 different players have scored today. Punt returns, interceptions. Parker Hess into the end zone again.
See what I'm saying? No love for Heitkamp right there. You could have gave that to Heitkamp and got him in the end zone.
59-0 now as Parker Hess into the end zone for the score. Marian Local scored 33 points in the first quarter. They have tacked on 26 here.
That's their bread and butter. They block down, kick out, and, let the running back, let Hess, either he wants to bounce it or tuck it up in there.
We had that number earlier, 536 to 22 in the first half coming into this game. The extra point attempt is up, and it is good. With 2:20 to go in the half.
60.
Understanding where they are at right now, the banners flying. And for Hillsdale, to call it a rough afternoon would be an understatement. There you saw Owen Sloan on the sideline. Again, he tried to give it a go this afternoon, and you really have to admire that young man's heart dealing with that sore ankle. As Katie Kapusta was telling you earlier, he's slipped during pregame warm-ups, and you could see we had a great shot of him sitting on the sideline with his helmet in his hands and his head down. I think the realization at that point hit him as to just what he was not going to be able to do today. Sharing a word with Trevor Klein right now on the sideline. The positive, though, for Hillsdale, they'll know he'll be back next season.
Yeah.
And that's one of the great things about this young team that Trevor Klein has.
And you're getting rid of 18 seniors on the Marian Local side. Coach Gooden's probably going to shed a tear. Said he might.
He's already said that. He's not sure how he's going to react because he's been through so much with these players. Their only loss when they were in the 8th grade, this senior class. Kick to the near side, fielded on a couple of hops by Hayden McFadden, and he'll step out of bounds back at the 27-yard line. If you see something, say something, and we will do something about it. To report any school safety concerns, call or text the anonymous Safer Ohio School tip line, 844-723-3764. That's 844-SAFER-OHIO, 844-SAFEROH. 2:16 to go in the half. It is 60-0.
Officials timeout.
The problem with the yard marker across the way. Trying to get the chain all stretched out properly. And we're ready to resume play.
Tell you what, it's a beautiful stadium. Beautiful view out here.
Fumble fallen on by Jake Haven as he and Cale Lewis had a little miscommunication there on the handoff. Be a second down call upcoming. As Cale Lewis comes to the sideline for the play. I'm glad you brought that up. This facility here, Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, they've done such a great job with the renovation work here. And this facility, of course, hosts the NFL Hall of Fame game when it's just a tad bit warmer in August. And this is a great facility. Folks here do a remarkable job. Stark County loves having these championship games, loves playing host to these title games. Folks at the Hall of Fame do a great job of welcoming in everyone. Handoff to Haven coming to the near side and is dropped across the 25 and the 26. There's always a lot of chatter this time of year when you play these games here. Everyone says, well, they should be played centrally located. Everything should be played in Central Ohio. Well, you have to have a willing host. You have to have somebody who wants these games.
Yeah.
Stark County, Canton, the Hall of Fame, they want these games.
And the whole experience for the kids and the communities who are fortunate enough to get to this point, to the championship game. The experience alone, just by being here, is excellent. Lifelong memory.
3rd and 26 upcoming. And in the backfield, Haven finds a little bit of running room and escapes out to the 29 where he is brought down. And that's the other thing about it too, is you forget a lot of times that these games simply just don't show up on someone's schedule to host them. You have to have staffs that are willing to host the games, all the things that go into staffing these games. There's parking, there's concessions, there's security. I mean, there's so many things that have to be done to play host to these games, and you have to, as I said, have a willing host, and the OHSAA certainly has that with the folks here at the Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, Stark County, and the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We are nearing the end of half number 1, and what a half it has been for the 3-time defending state champions who are on their way to their 4th consecutive state championship in the state of Ohio. We are through 2 periods of play. Tim Goodwin's Marian Local Flyers are up 60-0.
I felt I had a whole game. Feels like 4 quarters.
There's still a half to go.
Whoa.
There's still a half to go.
All right, let's do it then.
And Marian Local with the advantage here at the break, again, by the score of 60-0. We'll go down to Katie Kapusta here in a moment. There you see Trevor Klein headed to the locker room to discuss what his club will try to do in the second half. And that may sound like a statement that well, what can you do? But there's still you want to get better. You want to try to get these guys ready and continue to get their experience on this field and still try and play your type of game. So we'll get an idea as to what Trevor Klein and Hillsdale will do when they come back to the second half of this game. Tim Goodwin's team is up 60-0, and the coach of the Flyers is with our Katie Kapusta.
Coach Goodwin, 60-0. You said you didn't think it was going to be like this. What are you impressed with your team so far? They're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, I mean, we scored about every way possible, I think, and all of our great players are playing great.
You've got a great group of seniors. How do you want to make sure that they stay involved for their final game here as a Flyer?
Yeah, that is a tough thing because you got a bunch of seniors that want to play, but the score is telling you something else. So I don't know. I'm going to talk to the coaches and figure out what we want to do here.
Well, hopefully you guys can just enjoy it.
Yep, we'll do that for sure.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, I can see why they would enjoy it. It is 60-0 at the intermission. Marian Local rolling here in this Division 7 state championship game. They have scored, as Coach Goodwin said, just about every way you possibly can. And they are on their way to their 4th straight title game.
The OHSAA State Championships on Spectrum News 1. The rights to this broadcast have been granted by the OHSAA. Any rebroadcast or republication of the programming without the written consent of Spectrum News and the OHSAA is strictly prohibited.
Yeah, 60-0 is the score right now as we get ready to start the second half. It has been all Marian Local to the absolute surprise of no one. We welcome you back to Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium and inside the broadcast booth. He's Chris, I'm Marty, and it's been impressive, to say the least, by Marian Local in this first half. The numbers will back all of that up as we take a look at those. There's also some highlights to look at, too, in the first half. Marian Local getting it done on both sides of the football, but their offense has been very impressive, Chris.
Yeah, they came out hitting on all cylinders, running the ball, passing the ball, keeping the defense on their heels, snapping the ball quick, had a high pace, more than normal, and then got the ball to their playmakers, and that's what they've been doing.
They've got a lot of them as well, too. Our first half highlights are presented by Skyline Chili. Nothing goes with high school football like Skyline Chili. Feeling good, it's Skyline time, and it has been a big time in the first half for Marian Local. Punt returns, interceptions, on the ground, all their stars stepping up, as Tim Goodwin talked about a short time ago as he left the field with Katie Kapusta. They're big play players making big plays in the first half as they roll to a 60-0 halftime lead here in this Division 7 state championship game. Justin Knopf, the senior quarterback, with a big run there to put the ball in the end zone as they score early, often, and in every quarter as they roll to the big lead. Today's first half stats, brought to you by Cincinnati State Community College. Well, the numbers like the score, Chris, very impressive.
Yeah, and as you see, look at the time of possession. You got 60 points in 5 minutes. That stands out. That means you're having big plays, or turnovers are happening. You're getting interceptions. They're running the ball. They're doing whatever they want to. And I know there's some of those days where you can just pick a play, and that's what's happening over here with the Flyers.
That might be one of the most impressive things and surprising things in the first half, that time of possession. All Marian Local on their way to their 4th straight championship and back to the field here for half number 2. $60-0. Yes, Marian Local leads Hillsdale as we get ready to start the second half of the Division 7 state championship game. Chris Wallace, Marty Bannister. And let's check in with the third member of our broadcast crew on the sidelines. Katie Kapusta had a chance to talk to Trevor Klein, the head coach at Hillsdale.
Yeah, Marty, I did have a chance to talk with Coach Klein. He actually had a smile on his face because, man, this team is loaded. But they're taking this as experience for this underclassmen team. And, of course, most of this team is underclassmen. He said, in order to get to this game and to win states, we have to go through a team like Marian Local. So it's a good motivator for them as they kind of continue the future of this program, guys.
And, Katie, that's an outstanding point. I'm glad you brought that up. Chris and I kind of referenced that in the first half as well, too, about what this means to this program. This afternoon's second half kickoff is brought to you by Roosters, a fun, casual joint. And here is the kick by Winter, end over end. And Marian Local leading by the score of 60-0, and on the return, getting out to the 25-yard line on the return was Hayden McFadden. Now, state championship games are like regular season and playoff games. The running clock is in effect. Let's bring our rules expert, Mike Dane, back into the conversation to kind of break down this for us. How does this work in the second half, Mike?
So the easiest thing to think about, the clock doesn't stop unless there's an administrative stoppage. The change of possession, clock still runs. Incomplete, out of bounds, clock still runs. Timeouts, clock will stop. After the point after attempt, the clock will stop. That's an administrative, a 1-minute time stoppage. Everything else, clock rolls.
Pretty basic, really, and that instituted a number of years ago in the state of Ohio. First carry of the second half, and the ball carrier, Jake Haven. And Chris, I want to get your thoughts on this. Again, that's something that has been debated, whether or not it's something that should be done in football games in Ohio, the running clock in the second half. But if you're looking at a situation like today, I don't think anybody's arguing it today.
Yeah, I never even look at it as score. I mean, I look at it as health. You know, when you're up like that, especially in the playoffs or something, you're looking to get to the next game without getting injuries. So you want to get out of there as much as you can.
Do you coach any differently?
No, you don't. You really start to look at your depth. You start to look at your second, third string, and fourth string. And I think Coach Goodwin said that we got to go talk to my staff and figure it out. But a unique situation like this, your seniors, this is their last high school football game. So how do you let them finish it? You know, but you played to win, but you also, when you're putting third and fourth string guys in, they want to score too. You know, they practice hard. They give you the looks all week long. So when they're on the field, you got to go for it. But, you know, you do it tastefully. You try to run the ball. You don't try to, you know, deliberately try to put it on somebody.
Tackle for a loss is coming up to make the play for the Marion Local defense was Brian Meyer, inside linebacker, one of the team's leaders in tackles with 97 coming in to the game. It's also interesting to note as well, too, as you watch the clock roll here as we are in quarter number 3 and Hillsdale will get set to bunt the football away. Marion Local's defense, the amount of shutouts they have tossed over the last 4 years. We'll tell you more about that here in a few minutes, but it has been a remarkable number. And the impressive thing, almost after they lost to that game to New Bremen in the regional final back in 2020, they have been on one heck of a roll. Here's the punt, fielded by Griffin Bruns. Runs to the far side. He's got running room, and he's got a convoy down that far side to the 25-yard line. Cuts inside. Nice move to the 15, and is brought down at the 10-yard line. And that's where the Marion Local offense will come back onto the field. Another punt return, and they have done basically everything well today, certainly on special teams. One of the reasons why they've won 63 straight games.
He gave him a little breathing stop right there. It's a nice little move right there.
Ball's at the 12, and that's where the Flyers will scrimmage. And they do have their starters back on the field, the quarterback Justin Knopf. First half they had 269 yards of total offense. Heitkamp, the fullback, to the edge, to the 5, and just bullies his way towards the goal line.
There we go.
And gets it. You're big on that fullback today.
Yeah, he does the dirty work all year. He done got the ball to the 1 yard line 2 or 3 times, and they give it to Parker.
In this offense, he's run for 357 yards this season. So
that's right. Get in there,
and there it was, just muscling his way towards the goal line and in. 66-0 now is the score. As Heitkamp finds the end zone. Heitkamp in the first half carried the ball 5 times for 45 yards. It's his second touchdown. Parker Hess has 4 on the day. Extra point attempt from Carson Bill. Snap good, hold good, kick is up. And it is good. It is 67-0. By the way, the state record for points in a championship game is 77. That bad boy's in danger.
Yes, it is.
You're watching the OHSAA State Football Championships live from Canton on Spectrum News 1 and the Spectrum News app.
You are watching the OHSAA State Football Championships live from Canton on Spectrum News 1 and the Spectrum News app. Marion Local, certainly the pride of Maria Stein. The Flyers have won 14 state titles, 25 total, adding in other total team sports, including boys and girls basketball, girls volleyball, and boys track and field. They need to get a bigger trophy case at Marion Local. It is a burgeoning trophy case. They're running out of room there to put hardware in, and another one is on the way. You look at that Marion Local team, and one of the things that's been so impressive has been their defense. It'll come back on the field here in a moment.
They only got 2 shirts left.
Down to 2 shirts, okay?
They're down to 2 shirts. They're down to 2. Everybody else done put the jackets back on.
I'll tell you about Tim Goodwin's defense after the kick here by Winter. This one will sail and bounce and scoot into the end zone. When Marion Local lost its last game in 2020 to New Bremen in the regional final in the COVID-interrupted season, that was the last regular season loss, the last loss that Tim Goodwin's team has experienced. Since then, all this defense has done, and that's one of the reasons why they are, again, going to be state champions in the state of Ohio, is the fact that they have just come out and just grabbed people and taken control of the game. Their defense trying to get another shutout today, which would be their 34th since the 2020 season. And it is just staggering.
I haven't seen anything like it. And like I said, I've been coaching, so it's been hard to really follow them.
Mm-hmm.
But just watching them play this year and just regular season games and playoffs.
Haven on the carry to the right side and is shoved back.
Just their approach is just
yeah,
so
it
impressive.
Is. It really is. And the other thing about it is, too, it's not that anyone's not doing it this way, but they do it the right way. It's they'll help up an opponent who gets knocked down. The sportsmanship, the team work ethic. And that's the other thing about that league that they play in. Their biggest fans today, Coldwater, the team which they have beaten in the Midwest Athletic Conference the last couple of years to win the championship.
Yeah. And
they'll be their biggest fans tomorrow in the state championship game against Kirtland. Here's a handoff inside, and Brock Bauer with the carry for Hillsdale.
And I've been watching closely. I haven't seen one player taunt another player for Hillsdale. You know, I haven't seen them jumping around, looking at the sideline, showing, you know, they just go handle their business.
Mm-hmm.
Play after play after play.
After one of the touchdowns Victor Holscher scored, he did a little shimmy shake in the end zone, but that was about as expansive as it got.
Did it with his team, you know. I haven't seen anybody try to show the other team up.
And that starts at the top with Tim Goodwin.
Yes.
It sure
the
does.
Principal.
Exactly. Well, you don't want to go to his office.
Yeah, don't get in trouble in practice because the principal going to know. He going to find out.
Carry out to the 24-yard line by Haven. And he's got the majority of the touches here running the football. Again, with the situation with Owen Sloan, their leading rusher, dealing with that ankle injury. He just could not find any serious footing after tumbling down in pregame warm-ups, re-aggravating that injury.
Yeah, that was tough.
4th down and 6 with the running clock here in the second half. McFadden on to punt the football away. Off the side of his foot and will sail out of bounds. And the Marion Local offense will come back onto the field. Spectrum News 1, news from a new perspective. We're dedicated to refreshing storytelling and empowering communities all across the Buckeye State with your local forecast every 10 minutes and all the essential news you need 24/7, as well as in-depth shows and exclusives that are focused on your community. Always Ohio, always refreshing, always on. We are Spectrum News 1. And we're glad you're with us here today. Dan Larson's in the truck, a great crew. They've done a great job camera-wise today. Some great shots of this one today. Chris Wallace is my broadcast partner today here for these state championships. Katie Kapusta is on the sideline for us. I know Katie is very happy after witnessing what happened last night with the snow. She'll take sunny skies and temperatures in the old mid to upper 20s today. Hand off inside and short running room across the 35 to the 34. Now, that was something else last night, that Cincinnati-Anderson-Avon game. Played in snow-covered field conditions. They had the snowblower out prior to the game today, clearing all the residual snow off the field. They've got some of the backups in now, do the Flyers.
Yeah, I mean, when the snowplow came out, Marion Local even tried to stop that. They did. They even stopped him for a minute.
Oh, my goodness. Brennan Hess is now in at quarterback. Hess is a 6'4", 175-pound freshman.
I said they stopped the snowblower.
They stopped the snowblower, absolutely.
Man.
It shows you how good that defense is.
They mean business today.
Oh, goodness. 2:15 to go here in this third quarter. This one was over almost before it started. Marian Local scored the first 2 times they had the football and never looked back.
So Brennan Hess, this is the guy that may get the keys to carry the torch next year here.
High formation in the backfield. Camden Eifert's into the game at the running back spot, taking the toss to the near side and finding some room to the 25-yard line. Then accelerating is Ben Meyer, a 5'8", 165-pound sophomore. And get ready. These are the names you're going to hear when Marian Local comes back next year.
This young sophomore right here. Boom. Nope, I'm not going down. Standard is the standard at Marian Local.
Down to the 21-yard line.
It's a good hard run.
80 seconds left, third quarter. 67-0. Marian Local on top.
You look at this roster with the 18 seniors, but you see a whole bunch of 9 and 10, 11th graders.
Eric Knappe into the game at the running back spot, takes the handoff to the far side to the 15-yard line and is stood up and shoved back as we hit the minute mark here in this third quarter. 33 points in the first quarter, 27 in quarter number 2. And a touchdown so far here in quarter number 3 for Marian Local.
Be interesting to see. Get such a big group that has kept this nucleus together for Marian Local. When they leave, what kind of legacy did they leave behind with these younger kids? You know, what did they instill in them to carry it on?
Handoff goes to Ben Meyer, and that's another part of this, is that legacy that's passed down from one group to the next. And Tim Goodwin has referenced that a few times when he talked about watching this group play this game and then depart, knowing that he leaves, they will leave having never lost a varsity football game in their careers, and how that is passed down to the next group who will take the field next year. We go to the fourth quarter. Marian Local 12 minutes away from state championship number 4 and consecutive win number 64, 67-0. Today's game is being brought to you by Jake Sweeney Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, home of the best price, and that's guaranteed. Marian Local, and this is guaranteed. They are 12 minutes away from a state championship, leading Hillsdale 67-0 as we go to quarter number 4 back at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, along with Chris Wallace. I'm Marty Bannister. Katie Capoose is on the sideline for us. Today's fan cam is presented by Clark County Public Library. Discover the Clark County Public Library, providing information for all of Ohio.
There they go.
Well, the shirts are off right now. Katie Capoose has been down there talking to some of these individuals. Goodness sakes, why don't they put their shirts back on, Katie?
Guys, I mean, I had to ask them because that's quite brave. But they said, you know what, we're big fans. We're going to keep our shirts off for the entire game. A couple other guys did put their shirts back on, but they said, hey, they're babies. We're keeping these off. We've got one more quarter to go. This is Brady and Trent. They're juniors at Marian Local, and they're loving it. They're just having a good time.
They went from the Flyers to the R's.
There you go.
Just to RS.
Last night, the fan base from Avon was here for the championship game, and they had a number of their students lining that same area where the Marian Local fans are, and they had their shirts off, and they were referring to themselves as the Feisty Boys. Chris said they may be better described as the Frosty Boys.
Yeah, it was a frosty one last night.
It was. Marian Local with the football, first down and goal at the Hillsdale 10. And they scrimmage again, running clock here in this second half with the lead at more than 30 points.
Now you can tell the younger guys are in there because that trap play was real clean the first half, and now it's a little cloudy, but they're still executing it. But you can tell the young guys are in there trying to get it done now.
Marian Local with 307 yards of total offense right now. 213 of that has come on the ground.
Brennan Hess, 6'4", 175, freshman.
Camden Eifert is one of the split backs behind the quarterback Eifert. And he will get the football and finds his way towards the goal line and finds his way into the end zone. A state championship game touchdown for Camden Eifert. It is 73-0 in favor of Marian Local. Camden Eifert with the touchdown here, Chris.
Yeah, great job. Just kept moving forward, keeping his feet moving, bounced it outside, found the little green, and everybody sustaining their blocks. The young guys, you can tell they're real disciplined and well coached. You can tell a lot about a team when you see their second and third strings in there still executing. It doesn't look bad. You can tell what they're trying to do. It's a great sign as a coach. That's what you want to see when you got a big lead and your young guys are out here playing football.
The extra point attempt is up, and it is good. It is 74-0 in favor of Marian Local. Again, with the running clock in effect right now, the Flyers with 11 touchdowns today. It ties the record for the most in any OHSAA championship game. Another team from that part of the state, Delphos St. John's, holds the record back in 2010, or shares the record now with Marian Local.
11 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. One of the discussion points among a number of folks outside at the intermission centered on Marian Local. And the question, Chris, and you and I had kind of referenced this when we were talking about this game. I think a lot of people wonder, how would this team fare if it moved up a couple of divisions, if it played, say, against some Division 5 teams? Now, remember, in past years, they have played some higher division teams. A few years back, they had a series with Wapakoneta, which they dominated. Wapakoneta, a Division 3 school. It got to the point where Wapak said, we're not going to play anymore.
Right.
We're not winning that game either.
Yeah.
So I think that's a part of this. It's an interesting thing to think about with this Marian Local team. Certainly, the team as it's currently constituted, I think it could play up a couple divisions.
Yeah, it could, and I think they'll probably look at their schedule and try to get some non-league games maybe to really gear their teams up for the playoffs and the way the playoffs is structured now, where you can get in with a loss or whatever.
Right.
I would like to see that, but they're tough. Wouldn't be surprised if they say, yeah, we'll play him and still get a win. And
well, it's interesting because in years past, and I'm glad you brought that up about the with the regions expanded as far as the participation is concerned. I know Kirtland in past years has wanted to play up a couple of divisions to kind of test themselves, but nobody would play them.
Right.
They don't want to take that chance of losing to a Division 16.
Well, I mean, now you can do that because it doesn't really matter now. You want to play competition,
right,
to get yourself ready for a playoff run.
Kick return out to the 31-yard line. Today's trivia is brought to you by Jake Sweeney Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. It's home of the best price, and of course that is guaranteed. How many Midwest Athletic Conference schools have won state football championships? Here, take a stab at it, Chris.
How many athletic schools?
How many Midwest Athletic Conference schools have won state championships?
I would say 6.
Chris will go with 6. We'll have the answer after the next commercial break, so don't touch that dial.
I want to say 7.
Don't touch that dial.
I'm going to say 7.
Okay.
How many teams is it?
There are 10 in the Midwest
7.
Athletic Conference.
I'm saying 7.
Okay. Now your number goes up after each comment. Are you 7 or are you 6?
7.
Okay, you're going to 7. Okay.
I'm 7.
All right.
That's my final answer.
Your final answer. We'll have that final answer for you after the next time out.
I should have went with what I called a friend that's sitting here beside me. He gave me a number, but I didn't do it. So I'm going to stick with my 7.
All right. Until the next snap, then he'll change to 8.
I might go back.
Yeah, I thought that might happen too. Second down and 9. The ball at the 32-yard line. And again, this second string defense is intent on not letting anything happen to break that shutout streak.
I say 5. I'm going to go with 5. I'm going down. He reeled me in. Oh,
my gosh.
Let's say 5. Relax over there.
Chris will get a copy of the home game and a free T-shirt here. And
door number 2.
Third down and 9. 7.5 to go in the game. And Marian Local romping towards a 4th straight championship in the state of Ohio. Now a timeout is called by
Hillsdale. Their first of the half.
7:18 to go in the state championship game. Marian Local leads Jeromesville Hillsdale 74-0 on the first of three on Spectrum today. 74-0 is the lead for Marian Local over Hillsdale. Welcome back to Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio. How many Midwest Athletic Conference schools have won state championships?
Yes.
Chris Wallace is wrong. He said 5. The answer is 9. Yeah, well, you changed it. You changed it for as many teams as there are in the league.
Hey, there was 10.
Coldwater, Delphus St. John's, Fort Recovery, Minster, of course, Marion Local, New Bremen, St. Henry, and Versailles have all won state championships in the powerhouse that is the Midwest Athletic Conference.
That's amazing. I still want my T-shirt, though. My T-shirt.
107 wins, about to become 108, the most in playoff history. And that's a who's who of high school football in the state of Ohio right there. Coldwater, the Green Wave of Newark Catholic, Reno Sockhosh's Steubenville Big Red, St. Ignatius. Down here for St. Ignatius this year. They went 1-10 this year.
Yeah, that's abnormal. And they're still bringing the heat.
Haven on the handoff. Gets out to the 34-yard line.
That's when you got your young guys in, you still got to execute. They studied the game plan. They got the scouting report. Played football.
We were talking about that series with Wapakoneta that Marian Local had played last year. The teams opened up the season with one another. Wapak went 10-3 that year, and Marian Local beat them 29-26. So you're talking again, moving up. That was a Division III team, Wapak. Here's a throw downfield and a reception, and for the first time today, they are into Marian Local territory. The ball pops out though after the catch by Holland Young, but he's down. So for the first time today, they get into Flyers territory at the 35-yard line. Good throw by Cale Lewis. Good route by Young.
Got behind the young fellas. Cale Nagel got caught peeking in the backfield there.
We are halfway through the fourth quarter and halfway towards another championship celebration for Marian Local. Haven with the carry to the near side, to the 33-yard line. Tim Goodwin, offensive line player or offensive lineman during his playing days, and has guided this program. He's in his 26th year, graduate of the University of Findlay. The win today will be his 325th as a head football coach against 48 defeats. Haven on the carry, and he is greeted by a quartet of Flyers as he started into the middle of the field. They had a number of white shirts over there. Leading the way, Cale Arns, a 6'2", 170-pound sophomore.
This will be 4-down territory for them. Got 2 plays to get 7 yards.
So you see Eddie Poppelman, a 6'6", 250-pound junior nose tackle. Back to throw Lewis. Will heave it downfield. This one might be picked, and it is. Taken away. Another interception of Cale Lewis. That's the 5th time he has been intercepted today. That was Cale Arns stepping in front of that pass and taking it away. And Marian Local will get the football back. Cale Lewis, you can see that look on his face right there as he started to walk off the field. Picked off 9 times coming into today on the season. And that's number 5 right there. 21 on the season for this Marian Local defense.
Sophomore Cale Aarons gets to get in the scorebook with a INT.
Marian Local ball, 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Flyers will come to the line of scrimmage. 1st down and 10, 4 minutes to go. And to get to the edge far side, that's Landon Minton, a 5'10", 145-pound sophomore, making his way to the far side. His first touch in the state championship game. Coming up to make the tackle was Brock Bauer.
It's a good open field tackle by Brock right there.
Clock rolling, 3:19 left. The live formation in the backfield. Quick hitter handoff, and here's some running right across the 35 and out to the 40 goes the ball carrier that time. That was Ben Meyer. We talked about the shutout streak that's part of the road to Canton, brought to you by Carroll Wirtz Tires and Auto Service since 1952. There you see those goose eggs on the right side of the ledger there, one against Fort Recovery, one against Ansonia. That's all part of that remarkable run that we were referencing a short time ago. Since losing to New Bremen in the regional final in 2020, Marian Local is on their way to their 34th shutout in the last 4 years. And only 9 teams have scored more than 10 points against them in a game. Here's a pass to the near side, caught by the player who intercepted the pass a moment ago. That was Kyle Arns with the reception at the 44-yard line. It goes down. It's also interesting to note, you saw that road to the championship in the opening round of the playoffs. Marian Local was scheduled to have a different opponent than Fort Recovery, but the 3 teams ahead of Fort Recovery in the region all declined the opportunity to play in that opening round game. Fort Recovery, a member of the Midwest Athletic Conference, said, yeah, sure, we'll play. They were next in line, and they stepped up. They lost to Marian Local 62-0 in the regular season, and then lost 68-0 in the playoff opener, but they were like, let's go. Let's give it another shot.
That's what you do with your kids.
Get off inside. Yeah. The other teams declined because of injuries and roster numbers as the 16 seed, so it then went in descending order to the next available team that would agree to play, and that was Fort Recovery. And if you're the Fort Recovery coaching staff, it's the same mindset as all these teams that are playing right now. It's extra practices with your team.
That's right. I mean, those are valuable practices when you get into Thanksgiving Day, and you know, those extra practices, you start to see what your future looks like and your depth for the upcoming season.
Toss to the far side with the football. That's Minton out near the 49-yard line. 70 seconds left. 64 wins in a row for Tim Goodwin's program. Coach, break a smile, would you please? He's still coaching his football team. Boy, you got to love that right there. You can see him right there giving some instructions to Mark Mesher, wide receiver coming off the field, a freshman. I mean, he knows these are the guys that are going to try to get them back here next year. So you have to keep coaching them up.
That's right. And he does a great job of that. You can tell how his team performs.
40 seconds left. Handoff inside on what will likely be the final play of this state championship game. Marian Local, they wasted no time in telling everybody they mean business. And they rolled away early, and Goodwin just got soaked. On a chilly day, a warm feeling for the folks from Marian Local, as again, they are state champions in Ohio, their 4th consecutive title, and they do it with ease as they roll to a 74-0 win over Jeromesville Hillsdale. The Marian Local Flyers have won 64 consecutive games and are once again champions in the state of Ohio.
Wow.
Midfield handshakes, fist bumps amongst the coaching staffs and the players. We were talking earlier about the respect that Marian Local has for their opponents. It could go another way when you've had the success that these players have had, but there's none of that. They understand what this is all about. Let's take care of business, and then afterwards we will celebrate, and that's where they're headed right now.
That's right. Great job. Awesome program. I love how they approach their business, and it's real evident in their scores this year.
Amongst the celebration is Arcady Capusta.
Coach Goodwin, this senior class, such a special class for you. I know you said earlier this week you might shed a tear or two knowing this is their final game. What is this senior class? They can leave quite a legacy. What do they mean to this program?
Yeah, they're just great kids, and we're going to miss them. Not just because they're great football players, but they are, but just, you know, how tight they are together. And, you know, even when these guys were younger, I was pointing this class out to younger classes, like, watch these guys and just watch how they carry themselves and how they care for each other. They're just different and they're special.
They're going to leave quite a legacy, but you've got a couple young guys and a young group ready to be hungry. You saw them there in the second half. How excited are you for the future of this program?
Well, we're going to enjoy this, but yeah, I mean, we got good kids coming, and we'll get back to work and get at it when the time comes.
Go enjoy this 4th straight state championship, Coach. Good, congratulations.
Yep, thanks a lot.
Katie Kapusta with Tim Goodwin. And again, very reserved, a little bit of a smile there. He understands what this is all about, and knowing that there is now a 2025 season to get ready for, but they will celebrate and enjoy this 2024 state championship, their 4th consecutive title. And they do it in relative ease again by the final of 74-0. The runner-up trophy being handed out at the midfield stripe right now. Let's listen in now as Hillsdale receives their runner-up trophy.
With OHSAA Board of Directors members Andy Bixler and Stephanie Evans as they present the Division 7 State Runner-Up Trophy. Kristen Ronay.
Over the past 15 years, the Hillsdale football program has experienced much success. But on today, these Falcons have risen above all of those other teams. A historic season. The most wins in program history, an amazing Hail Mary win in the regional semifinals, and a gutsy second half comeback in the state semifinal to make it to your school's first state championship game. What an accomplishment. And although this was not the outcome you had hoped for today, losing against an excellent team, today you get to take home a state runner-up trophy and put it in your school's trophy case. You have so much to be proud of. I'm joined today by Stephanie Evans, who is a member of our board of directors, and it's our pleasure on behalf of our board, executive director, and staff to present the 2024 Division 7 State Runner-Up Trophy to Hillsdale High School. Congratulations.
Kristen Ronay handing out the runner-up trophy. Now the honor of handing out the championship trophy as the Flyers are ready to receive it. Here's Jeff Kurtz again, public address announcer.
From Marian Local High School. Once again, let's welcome OHSAA Executive Director Doug Ute, Associate Executive Director Kristen Ronay, and Director John Kronauer, along with our OHSAA Board of Directors members Andy Bixler and Stephanie Evans, to present the Division 7 State Championship Trophy. Mr. Kronauer.
What an incredible season. 64 wins in a row. Your 4th state championship in a row. These seniors have never lost a high school game. Coach Goodwin's 325th win, you've built a dynasty. You've averaged over 40 points, 10 shutouts, and that was against 15 playoff caliber teams. Again, an incredible season. I have Mr. Andy Bixler, our Vice President of the Board of Directors, here to present the Division 7 trophy. On behalf of our staff, all of our member schools, it is my pleasure to present the Division 7 State Champion Marian Local Flyers.
And that trophy case just got a little more crowded at Maria Stein, Marion Local High School. They'll have to put another one in there, their 4th straight championship. One in Division 6, the others in Division 7. Let's look at today's play of the game. It's brought to you by Express Pro Tire and Auto. Service you deserve, the professionals you trust. Last year, Victor Holscher set the record in Division 7 with a 64-yard punt return. Well, guess what? Victor Holscher in today's game broke his own record today with a 66-yard punt return for a score. Victor Holscher is today's recipient of the play of the game. Again, brought to you by Express Pro Tire and Auto. Service you deserve, professionals you trust. That was one of the big plays of the game. The players of the game today, well, we really couldn't just pick one. And our player of the game is brought to you by Orthopedic One, ranked number 1 in Ohio and number 3 in the nation for orthopedics. We have 3 players of the game. Parker Hess had a big day with 4 touchdowns. We talked about Victor Holscher a moment ago. Look at that line, a couple of touchdowns, punt returns, also a standout on defense this afternoon as well. And also today, Daniel Everman, a 5'11 senior with a couple of interceptions today as the Marion Local defense tosses another shutout. And again, the players of the game brought to you by Orthopedic One, ranked number 1 in Ohio and number 3 in the nation for orthopedics. The state champions, Marian Local, the longest winning streak in Ohio, 64 games. The prior record held by one of their league members, Delphi St. John's. Impressive start to finish today, Chris Wallace. I don't think it surprises anyone.
Yeah, I mean, not even them. Looks like they've done that before. Look at that picture right there. They know how to line up. Very impressive ball squad. I've been saying it all day. Shout out to Coach Goodwin. He's done a phenomenal job, him and his staff, of putting this team together and keeping them grounded and humble day in and day out to come in and perform like that. You don't see that a lot out of high school kids these days, and being able to handle success like that and to continue to get better and better, and on your last game put it all together and have a performance like this. I haven't seen anything like it, and I deal with high school kids a lot.
It was remarkable. Chris, a pleasure today, my friend. A pleasure working with you and Katie Capusta as well. Tune in this afternoon for the Division III championship game between Toledo Central Catholic and Columbus Bishop Watterson. Coverage begins at 2:45 today right here on Spectrum News 1. Toledo Central Catholic going for their 3rd straight championship. The game also on Spectrum News app, your home for high school sports. For Chris Wallace, Katie Capusta, Dan Larson, our entire Spectrum News 1 crew, I'm Marty Bannister. Congratulations to the frequent Flyers, Marion Local, their 4th straight state championship. So long from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton.